Two fish are stuck in a tank together. One of them turns to the other and says, "How do we drive this thing?" What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the Seals of Zenithar event because it is coming on right around the corner here, starting on the 20th. And for those of you who don't know, there's a lot of nitty-gritty pieces about the Seals of Zenithar, so we're going to break down the things that you should be doing daily, how to maximize your time during this event, and all the little pieces that you might want to consider, such as, with houses being 10% off, which houses should you buy? And to first start us out, we have to talk about all the ways that you can earn your event boxes, because unfortunately, it's different depending on when you last did your last Seals of Zenithar event. So, to get started, all you have to do is complete the daily quest, The Honest Toil, and that will give you access to a Seals of Zenithar Delight box. But in addition, you can also earn them in other ways, such as completing a Master Writ. However, you only get one per day. This used to be you could do this multiple times, not anymore. Subsequent Master Writs, as it says, won't provide any further boxes until the daily reset, but it is per discipline, so you could do an alchemy one, woodworking one, etc., etc. So also your first daily crafting writ, but it is just not per discipline. So this is just your daily crafting writ. Why they did it like that, not entirely sure. Probably because people would still spam daily crafting writs, but unfortunately, that's really the ways that you can get boxes through solo activity. Your best bet is going to be to do your master writs. Try to space them out, doing different ones based on different disciplines. Do one jewelry, one woodworking, one blacksmithing, etc. per day. But if you want to do them with a group, it becomes significantly easier, because each time you defeat a world boss while a group with a player who is in at least one of your guilds, you also get a reward box, or each time you complete a world event group with a player who's in one of your guilds. You also have a chance to earn a Seals of Zenithar parcel box when conquering each ground of a group-based arena or completing a cycle in the Infinite Archive while teamed up with a member of one of your guilds. Additionally, the final round's rewards chest may contain a guaranteed parcel, as will Throat's Recapita's reward chest. You're gonna flame me in the comments below, but could you pronounce that word? I don't think so. So of all of these, what is going to be the key thing for you to do? Well, obviously we talked about solo stuff, space out your writs. However, if you're in a group, it can be pretty easy to do this with guild members, and obviously every single social guild, trade guild is going to have people farming every day, all day. The easy answer is just group up and do whatever they're doing. They might be farming dragons, they might be farming Harrow Storms for whatever reason, they might be farming Deshaun Dolmens, they might be farming Alakir Desert Dolmens. They may be over farming the group bosses in Bankarai. The key thing here is not knowing what they're farming. The key thing is just to join them. The number one thing that people will try to do is probably Craglorn, just because of the amount of mini world events that you can do in conjunction. But the key thing again is be in a social guild, a trade guild, any sort of social guild that has just a decent chunk of players that are active on it, and then just join whatever they're doing, and you'll get yourself tons of reward boxes. And I'm just going to quickly put on screen what you can hope to get from that reward box, just so you don't have to go research it yourself. There's nothing in here that's going to make you super crazy rich. However, I will say the random currency pouches are pretty neat, because they can give you a small jackpot of 100,000 Telvar or gold, which is pretty crazy. And you can also get treasure maps that are pretty good. You can also get Imperial City keys, companion gear. So there's some things here. The furnishings, provisioning recipes can also sometimes be decent, depending on what you get. Obviously, crafting material could be good. The new style is going to sell for probably a decent chunk of money just because it's new. But overall, these are the things that you're going to get. And many people don't know this, but if you go to the crown store, you'll see all these houses being sold for crowns. And you probably think to yourself, oh, they want us to buy these houses with crowns, those little rapscallions. But generally, you can actually buy all these houses with gold, and during this event, they're going to be 10% off. So if you wait a couple days from watching this video, or you're watching it during the Seals of Zenithar event, you'll be able to buy these houses 10% off. But how do you know if it can be purchased with gold? And it's actually relatively straightforward. If you see gold purchase requires an achievement, then that requires you to have that achievement, and then it can therefore be purchased with gold. That's really that simple. And all of these ones above the notable homes can all be purchased with gold, every single one. And the nice thing about that is again, a little bit of a discount for you. It does pose an interesting question though. Why should I own a certain home? What is the benefit to home ownership? You might be thinking I'm perfectly fine renting. Well, there's a couple reasons. One, people really love homes. It's a great place that you could put down different storage boxes. If you have the banker's assistant and the merchant assistant, you could slap them down there. You can have the deconstruction tables. If you have ESO Plus, you could pretty much get a mythic of all of the crafting benches. You can also purchase them super cheap for like 20 to 30,000 gold. A blacksmithing station right as you walk in. You can have a transmute station right as you walk in. It could be a bit of a replacement from having to use guild halls for yourself. Also, they're free fast travel points, so you can essentially free fast travel to certain places around the world for free. So if you find yourself in specific areas, going to specific zones, you can buy the homes associated there, and then therefore get a bunch of free fast travel points for yourself just by going around. Let us next talk about Telvar. A lot of you guys probably saved up some Telvar and you're thinking 10% off means 10% more profits for myself. What should I be purchasing? Now, if you go to the Telvar General Merchant, which you're going to find right here if you're in the correct alliance, you'll be able to talk to Regbull, and you're going to have two really good options. And which one of these two you pick is actually based on, I think, which console you play on. Also, Hijaku runes are a safe, essential, guaranteed this will sell relatively quickly and effectively. But if you're a bit of a gambler, I highly encourage any console player to go for the 1,500 Telvar reward box, because these give you access to super rare sets that are worth tens of thousands of gold, and some of the items, such as a specific ice staff that a lot of you guys are chasing, will drop from here. In fact, every single Telvar set will drop from here, and a lot of them will sell because they're either collector's pieces because nobody's selling them, or because they're actually just good sets. And if you're lucky enough to get a powerful assault ice staff, you're half a millionaire already right there, just off the cuff. But also sets like Harbinger, Phoenix. I have had success selling these just because nobody else was selling them at the time. So you can really buy a bunch of these and then convert your Telvar that way. And if you look at it proportionally, 1,500 turning into 10 to 20,000 on a guaranteed basis is 10 times more. The Hijaku runes are not going to sell for 50,000 gold, unfortunately, if you play on console. Now, if you play on PC, the Waxed Apothecary parcels are a bit of a better bet for you. And it's weird because everyone always goes back and forth in the comments. There's a bit of disputes about this sometimes, is why are Waxed Apothecary boxes better on PC? And that is because consumables, specifically all those little flowers and dandelions, just get eaten up more. It's a very commonly known fact at this point that PC players eat dandelions and weeds more often than console players do, therefore needing more ingredients. The real reason is that more proportionally of their community is endgame and does not go around and pick up flowers, whereas console players, we have bots, unfortunately, that do that, flood the market with them. We have an influx of newer players that are looking for easy gold methods, whereas on PC, when you've got so many people that are in that rich tier, they can hyperinflate prices because they just want to make potions, and apothecary items are generally ones that get inflated because of it. It's a bit of a weird thing to kind of hyperanalyze, but what I would say is just generally the proportionality of people who want ingredients from alchemists is higher on PC. The amount of people who want cool sets to either experiment with, to use, or are just needing that set for whatever reason is higher on console. That's the way that you can break it down. And then Hijaku runes will always work for both, and it's just a safe bet if you don't want to gamble on either of these items. Alliance points is generally the trickier one because the options are endless. And in my Discord below, I have a list of every single good Alliance point set that will sell for a decent click of money, because if you come over here to the regional vendor, you'll notice that you can buy any single zones, base game zones sets. So if you wanted to, roll for some items from Deshaun because Plague Doctor, and Mother Sorrow both sell for a good chunk of money, well, guess what? you could buy this and then sell those items onwards. You know, you could do that for any single base game zone, but there's also really good sets that you can buy here too. But there's also good potions that you can buy. There's so many good items that you can purchase with your alliance points that you really just kind of have to list it out. And that's what we've done here in Discord. It's important to note though that while this is the list here of all of the sets that will sell, it looks much better in Discord. This is not a comprehensive list of I think that these sets are good, that I think that you should purchase these sets to use. This is simply a list of items that will sell, and more commonly than not, the reason that these are actually selling decently is just for the simple fact that people are recommending these from, you know, guides from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and people are finding those online because the most common place that external viewers even find my videos from is from Google. And then they're then going out and buying these sets. And then when you notice a deficit in the market for these sets, you can fill it in and you can make money. But if you play on PC or you just notice that on your market that these are selling for higher, you can also look at things such as Dawn Prisms, you know, a necessary ingredient to make the intrinsic trait. But you can also look at these potions here too, because as we talked about, certain, you know, consoles prefer potions because they're just eating them up more. Certain prefer sets. You can certainly utilize your alliance points in the exact same way. And this will be obviously at discount, so it's a good time to then buy it at discount, and you can slow sell it or quick sell it throughout the rest of the year, depending on when you want your money. Something I struggled with is where should you spend your gold at a 10% discount? So I came up with these achievement furnishers. Now, every single zone will have one of these bad man pajamas, and they're going to sell you stuff based on the zone that you're in. For example, I'm in Glenumbra. This is a very Glenumbra-esque furnisher that I'm seeing. And because of that, I could buy this stuff all at a 10% discount. None of these items are resellable. So this would all be stuff that you would use for yourself, but you could put this in your own house. And this is specific to this zone. You go to any other zone and you look for that icon that we saw, and you're going to be able to do the same thing. For example, this is Alinor inside of Somerset. You can see right here in the Riverside Market, Achievement Furnisher. So which means that if you go here, you'll also find access to a whole bunch of other furnishings that are now tied to the Alinor/Somerset area that are tied to achievements and things that you've done in the area. The nice thing too is if you don't have it, it will tell you what achievement you need. You can do a quick Google search and it'll be like, oh, pick up 20 feathers in the overworld, and boom, you can now get this achievement. So the achievements are not very hard, and if you've done a lot of quests, a lot of random gobbledygook, you probably have access to a lot of this. And as we know, furnishing is the true end game. So by doing this, you're saving yourself some money in ESO's true end game. Some other quick notable shouts is obviously going to be the luxury furnishing vendor, which is basically just like the pseudo vendor of all where we just talked about, and the traditional golden vendor. Now, the traditional golden vendor will be 10% cheaper. Will that make it good? That just depends on what they put inside of it. There's no, unlike, you know, Mid-Year Mayhem, where you're guaranteed to see specific things, there is no guarantee, unfortunately, during the Zeals of Zenithar event. So we'll have to wait and see what they put inside of there. Obviously, there'll be a little bit of a dedicated video by yours truly to go over it, but that is going to kind of be my suggestions for this event without getting too crazy and crazy here. So if you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. What will you guys be spending your gold, alliance points, Telvar on? I'm also curious to see if archival fortunes are on discount, because it's not stated in their webpage, but that doesn't mean that it just wasn't an oversight. So we'll see if they are on discount as soon as the Zeals of Zenithar event starts here on the 20th. Thank you guys so much again for watching. As always, we are doing our 3 giveaway drawings. Leave me a comment below. You could say anything as long as it doesn't get flagged and removed. You tell me what you're going to be spending your gold, alliance points, Telvar, crystals on, because I'm curious, what do you guys see as essential to utilize during this event time period? Also, we're doing a subscriber giveaway, so all you just have to do is be subscribed, but also we've extended it to all of you lovely jevlies that follow on Twitch and Twitter. I know Twitter is a place of scum and villainy, but unfortunately it requires me to look credible in the eyes of other people, so that's why we have it. Don't worry, there's nothing crazy on there. Should probably post more memes, honestly. There's some pretty good Elder Scrolls Online memes, but the third thing is a little bit more complicated. A random word we flashed upon the screen during one of my videos with a slight audio cue, because you guys said that sometimes you just listen, which is perfectly fine. I would never find my voice soothing to listen to, but, you know, everyone's, you know, of their own. Some people like ASMR of Lois Griffin. If you are the first person to comment that word, you will win a gift card to either Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam, or whatever is a one that you could utilize for your Elder Scrolls Online experience. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.